What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another showdown breakdown for tonight's Thursday night football battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears, courtesy of Osmo.com. Now, if you don't know, the Cowboys are my favorite team in the NFL, so I'm ready for them to disappoint myself and all of you out there in showdown slates tonight. So let's get some positive energy in the air, and right now, please hit that like button, and also comment your slate breaker down below. Let me know who you're seeing who's going to be the one that ruins all of our nights tonight alongside those Cowboys down below. Well, let's move on from the crippling realities of my life as a Cowboys fan and talk about the quarterbacks in this game, including Dak Prescott at Chicago, in a game where there's 23 implied points for Dallas. Despite the tough defensive matchup, Dak is the top projected raw points scorer on the slate, and he should be the highest owned as a result, as a captain and as a regular spot. Dak comes with some risk given Chicago's low 222 passing yards per game allowed with a strong 27% pressure rate. So even though he deserves a good bit of exposure, lineups without him are likely to be far more contrarian right away. And on the other side, we have the illustrious Mitchell Trubisky in the match versus Dallas, where there's 20 implied points for Chicago. Dallas has a 79 graded pass coverage group by PFF, so they may be able to cause issues for Mitch, given his low 64% completion rate. Mitch will be highly owned, but despite being the quarterback, he doesn't project for one of the highest raw points projections on Chicago, so moving away from him may be a logical move to consider when not stacking the Chicago pass game. And now let's talk about the running backs on this showdown slate, including Ezekiel Elliott at Chicago. Chicago's run defense is strong with just 3.7 yards per rush and 98 rushing yards per game allowed, but Zeke's 22 touches per game should have given him a shot at being worth a regular roster spot, with him also getting 10 targets on 40 routes last game. Tony Pollard is currently questionable and hasn't had reliable involvement behind Zeke, so while Zeke can fail, it's unlikely to be because of another running back stealing production. And on the Bears side, we have David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen in this matchup versus Dallas. Montgomery projects for slightly more ownership at his higher price, and that makes Tariq Cohen appear to be the more appealing option, with a slightly higher projection thanks to his pass catching. It's not a great rushing spot versus Dallas, with them allowing 4.1 yards per rush with a solid 77 run defense grade from PFF, but both guys see enough work in the pass game to have potential. And now let's talk about the wide receivers and tight ends on the showdown slate, starting with the Dallas receivers at Chicago. Chicago offers a 30% DVOA decrease in production of wide receiver ones, but they see just a 3% drop in production of wide receiver twos. So it may be a good time to consider Michael Gallup over Amari Cooper, with less ownership and a discount for Gallup. Randall Cobb led the team in routes in week 13, but his target share is unpredictable as he just saw 3 in that spot, while Jason Witten seems a little sneaky given that he sees a team leading 0.8 red zone targets per game. And on the other side, we have the Chicago receivers versus Dallas. Allen Robinson is the best projected and expect to be the highest owned wide receiver for Chicago with the clearest path to a big game. But Anthony Miller has come on strong with at least 9 targets in his last 3 games, including 2 deep targets last game that are more than Robinson had. Taylor Gabriel is out again, so Javon Wims should continue to see additional routes, with the tight ends not heavily involved in running routes despite Jesper Horsted picking up a touchdown in week 13 on 1 target and 5 routes run. And lastly, let's talk about the defenses and the kickers, starting with Chicago's defense versus Dallas. Chicago's defense is at home and operates as a direct leverage point on Dallas's high ownership, with them perhaps due for some positive regression on turnovers, so they could be worth a little bit of ownership. And on the other side, we have Dallas's defense at Chicago. Despite Trubisky's struggles, Chicago hasn't turned the ball over a ton with his 1.9% interception rate and a middling 7% sack rate. So Dallas's defense mostly exists as a contrarian play who could benefit from a fluke TD. And lastly, we have those big-legged boys, the kickers, to talk about. Brett Maher projects for more raw points and has the better value, and he could see more work given Chicago's solid red zone defense. On the Bears side, Eddie Pinheiro is unreliable, but Dallas's red zone defense has actually been even better than Chicago's, so it may not be insane to try a few 2-kicker lineups. So that's what I'm seeing so far for tonight's showdown slate for Thursday night football between the Cowboys and the Bears. So right now, please hit that like button, and also let me know who you think is tonight's showdown slate breaker down below. And if you want player projections, ownership projections, as well as a bunch more tools for the showdown slate, use this promo code SWITCHANDHEDGE for half off your first month at Osmo Plus. Use that promo code at osmo.com/join or find other packages on there that'll work for you. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I've got 7 days a week of NFL and NBA content, and today I get to do both sports, so that makes my brain hurt. So go follow me and help me out right now on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. So that's all for this showdown video. Thank you guys for watching very much. Let's all pray the Cowboys don't completely crap the bed tonight on national TV. I'll see you guys again on Monday for another showdown breakdown. So enjoy your nights and good luck.